Races going nowhere, and their tears are filling up their glass.
So what's up, guys? This is Aiden Ryan here, and I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded. I apologize for that, but if you hear my story, I can explain. I had planned on recording this year's talent show at my school, which I did, and it actually went really well. We had a lot of fun playing on stage, but right off the bat, a couple of things went very wrong. Now, you've probably already read the title of this video and know where it's going, but I'm going to explain it anyways in case you're blind. So right off the bat, I got there earlier in the morning to set up and set up the drum kit and get everything all ready to go and play live. And I had planned on recording stuff. I even vlogged a little bit, which actually got corrupted and deleted, unfortunately. But I had a little bit planned. Like, I wanted to make it more of a video than just say, here's us playing on stage. I had ideas. I wanted to do some really cool stuff with it. But so when I was setting up, unfortunately the GoPro that was time-lapsing everything actually got knocked over, and I didn't notice until I had already set up the entire drum kit. So that sucked. And then shortly after that, I actually found that the camera that I used to vlog had also stopped working. Actually, the back broke off, so the battery doesn't even stay in place anymore, so it can't work. So that camera's toast. And then I also, on top of that, found out that my GoPro battery is fried because I left it charging when it was fully charged overnight. Kids, don't do that at home. That didn't make sense. So I fried 2 cameras in the span of 20 minutes, and I was already feeling pretty triggered, but I was like, it's okay, I still have my Nikon, I can set up and record the performance, and it'll be awesome. So, and it was. Like, the talent show itself was really cool. There were some pretty awesome acts. My friend Danielle went on and heard her little brother play this song called Promised Land that I've never heard before. And then also, my friends Aiden and Zara sang completely a cappella. They sang a Josh Groban song, which I think you're probably all familiar with.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up.
And then it was our turn. I want to clarify something before as well. This school is a K through 12, meaning literally from kindergarten up through your senior year in high school, it is all one school, which is cool in theory. However, that means that talent shows like this are kind of dumbed down to a really level. It's fun to play these shows, obviously, but really you're playing to a bunch of homeschool moms, which is fine, I guess, but it's definitely not the amphitheater that I dream of being in eventually. I also hope that if you watch this, Mr. Reeser, I don't hold this against you exactly. I know that there was some poor communication. But what ended up happening was, quite often throughout the show, one of the teachers who was running it, Mr. Reeser, was kind of trying to play this MC role where he's like, banter with the audience, let's talk and make jokes real quick. But what ended up happening is he actually consumed probably a combined half hour of time. The show started at like 2:15 or something like that. Why did you just turn off? The show started at 2:15 or something like that, and it was supposed to end at, I believe, 3:15. What ended up happening because of this, we didn't even go on until 3:25. So by this time, all of these homeschool moms in the audience have other children to pick up, have soccer games to get to, etc. So they're all getting up and leaving. Which, to anyone who's watching this and has played like as a musician or even done like anything on stage before, if you've ever done anything to appeal to an audience, it's really hard to do that when the audience is leaving. Like, so that already put, like, Moses, Quinn, and I all kind of were like, people are leaving, we're about to get on stage, what should we do? And the plan was for me to play my song first and then Moses to play his, but because it actually required a lot of moving the drum kit around and it would have taken probably another half hour of us on stage, we decided super last minute to play Moses' song first, which made things a lot more convenient, and in hindsight we should have done from the beginning, but it still threw us into a rather weird disarray. But so we sat down and we played Moses' song, and it was a lot of fun. Actually, I believe he's uploading the footage onto his channel, and I will put the link in the description below. Here's a quick clip of that now.
In your window for me. Can you be my queen?
And I gotta say, that was one of the more fun times I've had playing on stage. I mean, I got to do a lot of fun stuff with the drums because I brought the entire acoustic kit. I could just go nuts, and it was really fun. I mean, it obviously wasn't perfect because, again, we were rushed. We were like, I mean, Moses straight up forgot the words to his own song at one point. I completely flubbed a couple of times. Quinn's just a bass lord, so I'm not surprised that he probably didn't screw up at all. But the real thing that ruined the entire day for me was when it was my turn to play my song. I wanted to do an acoustic cover of Mad World by Tears for Fears, which you guys probably know a little while ago. I did a cover of that with my other band, Clockwork Identity, and we had a lot of fun covering that song. It's a really good song. So I decided I wanted to do a same song, but in a completely different version where it's like acoustic-y and kind of folky instead of like electronic-y and glitchy. So, and I was really excited to show that to people. But what happened was, because we were so short on time, I was stressing out really bad. My hands were shaking, my legs were shaking, and I never have really experienced that on stage before. I mean, I usually get a little bit nervous, and this isn't to sound full of myself either. If you get stage fright, that is completely okay. I'm not saying like you shouldn't get stage fright. That's completely up to you, whether or not that's something you fear. I personally don't really have much of a problem with that. Obviously, as I'm sitting here talking to probably hundreds of people on YouTube. So a lot of what I do on stage involves interacting with the audience. I had like a couple like dumb jokes planned to kind of set the stage that I didn't have time for. And because of that, I felt really, really, really limited. And then I was just kind of like, fine, let's do this. Let's bust into the song and play it. And it just was an absolute train wreck.
My voice was so shaky, my hands were shaking so bad, I actually completely forgot the chords at one point. I was offbeat with the pedals on the drums, and then it was not good. And I feel like I was watching the audience, nobody, just dead faces. Everybody was just like, this guy's still going. And there's nothing that really hits home for me more than that. Because that, like, as an entertainer, as a YouTuber, as a musician, as all these things, so much of what I do involves the reactions I get from other people. Even myself as a person, like, I do this, I'll always be the one telling the overdramatic stories and jumping up on the table just to have some fun. And like I know that's some things people hate, and that's probably why I'm disliked as a person, but that's another issue. It was an absolute train wreck of a show. Honestly, I wish that instead of trying to rush into playing that song, I wish we had just ended on a high note and ended with Moses' song and walked away. Because that would have made this whole day feel at least like a little bit of a success. Because the last thing we did when I played Abby live, that was my time to shine. And I guess I was looking for that again because honestly, I'm kind of a vain person when it comes to that. But so I didn't, and Moses, if you're watching this, I hope you know this was not conscious at all, but I'm realizing in hindsight that really what I wanted was I wanted that again. I didn't want to really let him show off his incredible talent. I wanted to be the one that people were like, yeah, I remember that Aiden Ryan guy. Not like, oh yeah, there were these kids that played. I wanted them to remember me and my name. But because of that, I was like, let's just throw this song out there real quick. And that ended up going very badly. And then of course, for some dumb, idiotic reason, last minute we decided to do Old Town Road. And it would have been funny if more people had been in the room and if I hadn't already flubbed the beginning so badly. But we played Old Town Road from the stage, and I called out my friend David.
David, I love you. I'm sorry.
It was funny to me in the moment, kind of not really like hilarious funny, but funny like a haha, like I'm the color of a tomato right now. Let's just make this as least awkward as possible, and it ended up making it more awkward. And
Stuff, you know, it's cool like that. Only if you want to, no pressure. Also, this is probably the last show I'm going to play with Moses for a while, so can we hear another round of applause for him? He's an amazing musician, huge inspiration. Thanks, man.
So, yeah, it was just, the whole show was just not good and not up to par with what I want to do. So that's why it took me so long to upload this, because my goal for 2020 was to create quality content. And I'm realizing as I'm saying this, yes, my camera died midway through, so I'm going to try my best to piece together what I can. I mean, I hope the guys had fun playing up there, playing Mad World with me, but I gotta say, it was pretty terrible for me. I felt so incredibly discouraged. I mean, I packed up the drum kit after the show and just sat on the lawn outside the building and just, I wanted to just scream. I was so mad and so, like, I can't really blame anyone but myself, because really I should have said, no, let's not play this right now, we can play it another time. I think the most awkward part about the whole thing for me was the fact that people were already skeptical because of the fact that we were like so rushed. They were already like, oh, I bet this isn't going to be that good. And it wasn't that good. It wasn't even close to good. It was a disaster. Granted, I have had worse experiences on stage before. And if you want to hear more about that, please give this video a like and comment, because I actually want to do a video talking about my worst live performances in the last year, because there are quite a few that were pretty terrible. This is definitely up there. So yeah, that is the story of the time I botched Mad World. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, why not hit that like button? Make sure to click here for last week's video, and make sure to click up here to subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, Quinn Houston on the bass. Aiden Ryan on the drums. I'm Moses Buenrostro.